Good afternoon, Minecrafters. This is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. We are live in the very first world I ever played in Minecraft. This is the first world I started in 2019. I think it was around October 2019 I started this world. And yeah, give me a second here. You can see that lovely building in the distance over there. I think I was working on that not too long ago. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have a bed on me. Let me see if I have one over there. The reason why I'm doing this world um, on Wednesdays and doing this type of thing on a Wednesday is trying to diversify the stream. Normally up until today, I've been doing my regular. Hold on for a second here. Hold on. Headphones for whatever reason is acting a little weird, so I haven't tried it out in a couple of days. So. But in any case, um, so here, these guys don't have names yet, but I found these guys when I was building this world. Let me pick up this bed. This is peace. I'm in peaceful mode in this world, and so it's just like the other survival world. So like I was saying, up until today, I was doing my regular streaming world Monday and Wednesday, and my hardcore on Friday. That hardcore will still be Friday, regular world will still be Monday. It'll be called main world Monday, and then today will be winding back Wednesday. We'll come back to this world that I originally started. Um, each Wednesday, I'll introduce another little section to this world. This world is pretty big. I've explored quite a bit of this place. Um, since we were already working, and you're gonna have to forgive me because I haven't been in this world all the time, so like I might be missing a few things. But what I'm planning on doing is since we were already working with the um, flying bridge, I'm gonna try to use that. There's a part of my world that I have an actual bridge that I didn't finish, and I might utilize that flying bridge mechanism for it. And what this area is over here is it's a section that's not too far from an ocean monument over in that area. And I think I first came here first, and then I discovered the ocean monument. So I was hoping to really build this area up. And you can see I'm growing like a vine farm down there, and a little makeshift platform over to there. There's a swamp down there. Let me see how my wings are. Okay. And then down here is a one of the first buildings of this area that I made because there's a portal down through this area here. There's a portal down that cave, and that gets to my nether hub. So I have a few villagers over here. You can see there's an ice biome out that way. So these guys been working here for quite a while. The other thing of it is in order for me to make that flying basalt generator, I need all those materials for that area, and I have to show you exactly where I'm going to be building that. So I tell you what, let's go down into the portal room, and we'll go over hello to the area that I'm going to be using that flying bridge. So I hope everyone's doing great. Sorry for not being here on my normal days for streaming, but life has a way of dictating where I'm going to be doing. So I try to keep up keep up with it as best as I can. Now I haven't been back in this portal thing in a long time, so I'm trying to remember exactly where it's at. I think it's this way. trust me, there was a method to my madness when I first made this whole hallway corridor thing. But I hope everyone's doing good. All my prayers to everyone out there. It's been crazy since Friday, of course, everyone knows. Since the situation in Iran, all my prayers to everyone out there. Hopefully, this is going to get resolved soon. And of course, the weather situation is currently going crazy now in the Midwest of the United States because of it's spring, it's tornado season, so that's starting up. So for everyone out there who watches my show in the United States, uh, Ryan Hall, y'all, Ryan Ryan Hall Hall, y'all Y apostrophe ALL. His channel's on YouTube. He does really good coverage of major weather events, especially what's going on right now. So if you get a chance, go check his channel out, and you won't regret it. He also has a AI host that runs 24 hours a day called YallBot. So if he's not on, YallBot's covering the current weather right now. Now, before I go, I think I was mentioning to you before about how to use the flying bridge in the Nether. So this was the first time I was making this attempt on my own before I was streaming of setting up a flying bridge in a river of lava. I'm in the Nether right now, and to get across, and I kind of abandoned it. But now, since I know how that flying bridge works, I might come back to this. And here's the river of lava. Um, I gotta be careful because I'm not wearing cool. I think I'm in peaceful mode though. Let me just check something real quick. I should be in peaceful mode. Yeah, because if you're in the Nether, you gotta be wearing gold. And if you hear like bows being drawn back, that means somebody's ticked off, and that's not gonna be a good thing. So this white box thing here um, was gonna be the building I started the bridge from. If I could just figure out how to get to the top of it. I thought I had better access than this. Um, Out that way on the other side of the lake, the lava lake, is where I first initially came into the Nether when I created this world, and it's on the other side of this lake. I made a pathway from that side to over here, and then I figured that'd be really cool if I can connect this side to that side, and I believe there's another fortress right over here. And so the idea was this is where I was going to build the flying bridge, and then when I was ready, I would open this up so that the flying bridge would take off right into the lava and create the bridge all the way across. So that might still be a thing since now we're doing this on Wednesdays, so I might be coming back to this. Um, oh, let me check out my chat room. Just keep an eye on that. All right. Oh, let me check my volume too. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yep, all good. All right. So let's see what else is going on here. Let me see if I can get back to that corridor. It's going to be a real short stream because it's been crazy. I've been trying to juggle a bunch of things, and I really have been getting really behind on my streaming. So I figured do something, put something out there today. Something, even if it's just to say, "Hey, I'm still here." You know. Um, Now I got to get my way back to that corridor. I can just figure out how to get inside. There we go. Should be a ladder around here somewhere. I think it's only in the bottom. Here. Yep. I know it might look real confusing confusing to you guys, I've done this a gazillion times, so I'm used to it. That's how I mean, it all looks the same, but I've done this so many times, I'm used to this. Kind of used to this. Trying to figure out where the heck did I get back to? I think it's down here. Yeah, should be a ladder on the other side of this room. I set this up to smelt the nether rack as I was digging through here. I think I used this area too when netherite first came out in Minecraft. I was using this area to mine netherite. When I get to the top of this ladder, I gotta check out my headphones. Give me one more second, guys. This is driving me nuts. Hold on. Testing one two. Testing one two. One two. One two. One two. Testing. Test. Test. It sounds like it's coming out in my headphones, but for whatever reason, it's not loud. It doesn't seem like it's loud enough or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe I need to get my ears cleaned out. I don't know. Oh, I don't want to go the wrong way. Let me make sure I'm going the right way here. Where did I come out? Oh, this is really bizarre. Hmm. I think it's this way. Yeah, this nether hub in this world is pretty extensive. I've never really took the time to, as you can tell, to come back and um, customize it the way it should be customized with the walls and all that stuff. But as I was saying before, I've done this thing so many times, I kind of know. Well, I even look at the coordinates just by looking. I know where I'm kind of at. So it might seem like it's lagging or whatever. It's like I said, there's a lot of. This is a pretty big world. So this is how, if you can see the walls here, the entire hub should be looking like this. And I just never took the time to come back and finish what I started. But the whole hub, the corridors, like a subway, is supposed to look like this, kind of like that, without seeing the red, without seeing the netherrack. You're supposed to see the green. So right in here is the very. Let me see what the name is here. World spawn. Yeah, this is. And you can see the size of this world, and this is not just. We're we are located. Let me see. We are located right here. That little that little green area is where I first spawned into this world. So that's really technically world zero, coordinate zero, zero, zero. But because of the way Mojang sets up world creation, if you happen to spawn on the water, it'll put you on land. So technically zero zero, I think, is over here. Um, but it put me on land. No, I think it might have been over here. It might have been zero zero, and it put me over here. See, if you look at my coordinates, it says 323, where it should technically be 0. Um, and I think if you guys been following along on my streams, I've been here like on a Christmas, like around Christmas time. I was here, New Year's. This is the world I built, the Disney World replica thing. That's in this world, and a few other things. I'm trying to do like was it Hogwarts? I'm trying to do that as well. Um, but for right now, like I don't know. Whatever I can come up with the night before when we come back into this world, I'll figure that's what we're going to do for the day here. Um, I've been missing to come back here and I just haven't had the time, and this will give me the excuse to come back and continue where I left off. So this is pretty much it. It takes a little bit of time to render in because I have a lot of stuff here, and the game has to. I play on the Xbox, and Xbox One, in fact. So you can imagine my game's like running quite a bit to keep up. Um, let me show you where I first spawned into. So this house building over here is where I first spawned in the game. So back in 2019, October 2019, when I first came into this world, I didn't know anything about Minecraft, just a little bit, just enough to be dangerous. And it dropped me off here, and there was nothing here on this like little peninsula. It was just trees, big like hillside over there, and a lot of spiders. There was a lot of spiders on this island or peninsula, and so I first came here, made a base. After I came in here, then I slowly, because it's you're playing regular survival, I slowly made my way to the hillside over there, and that's where my first base was ever made in Minecraft. Was in this little hillside over here. I remember this area had like caves filled with water and stuff. I had to, I don't know, make make my way across, and slowly but surely, never call me Shirley, made it all the way over to this hillside. So that's why I kept it the way it is, because that's the way it looked like when I first came into this world. Well, not with the glass, but it was just a hillside. And I dug a hole like I normally do when I go into a survival world. I dug a hole into this hillside, and this right in here was the first little base I had, and then I just built everything else around it, and then it started extending from it. My idea was I was going to make like a waterfall where the water would flow over top of the glass so you could see whatever's flowing through the waterfall, but I kind of gave up on that idea. Um, and then I made, let me see, trying to think. There was a thing I made that would dig down, further down underneath, but I don't know if it's still there or not. So this was also, well, this was nothing, I think it was just part of a hill over here, and I decided this was going to be storage. So I built this whole building on top of this little tiny hill that was here, and set up Silent Whisper storage technique. And his idea, you could store pretty much everything without using redstone, like well, like a locking mechanism. So you don't have to have like normally most storage you have to have particular type of items in the storage. With this thing, you just as long as it's just filled with that one item, it anything that comes down that matches it will fall in there automatically. That's from Silent Whisper. That was the first type of storage, but I don't use that anymore. I use a different type where you actually do have to use like a locking mechanism. So you see this pipeline, that's where the stuff is fed into. All this glass. I wanted to do like a multicolored glass thing on the sides, and this stuff is ender rods from the end. These guys that did name, these are the first animals that were in my world. The names for these guys are characters from my when I play World of Warcraft, my alts in my World of Warcraft game. We got parrots. Anytime they're near jukeboxes, they'll be dancing. This is like a music disc, music jukebox right here. And there's the storage. A little bit of a magnified area, as you can see a little bit more of this area, this base. And let me see. Here, I'm gonna grab a little shut eye. And let me see here. Get a good idea of how this stuff comes in from storage. So the pipeline comes from underneath, shoots the items up here, and then it flows to the top. into these hoppers, and then they work their way around to every um, column of chess. You can hear the jukebox going off now. Here's the top of the place. That is a clock tower that I'm still working on. That, if you remember the blimp I have in my other world, the side of it has that face. That's the type of clock that I'm installing, and that blimp is the same one that's over here. I've still got to get that thing to work right. This way you can see a little bit more of the base from up here. Trying to think which was the first thing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the horse thing in the back. No, actually, that house right there was the first thing, and then the horse corral in the back, the farm, the cleric's tower over there, and then it was the blacksmith place, archer's place, and then I have this little village over here. That farmer place right there was the first, actually the first building. Next to this was this farmer place right there, and then there was another little area on that other side. You can see these train tracks, and this train will, or the minecart thing will go out towards most of the area over here. This minecart goes through most. This is like the general area I started, so this minecart goes right through most of that. So you can see that if you go through that minecart. And then this tower I just started not too long ago. Let's try to make this little tower thing here. Um, and then out there is, you can see that bridge right there. That's what I'm going to try to work on. I don't know if I have time today to do it because it's already almost 3:30. But well, I tell you what, let's fly over there since I'm running out of time already. I just came on, but I made this like pathway. And you can see I was trying to put like a brick wall type of thing around the whole peninsula and try to interconnect everything. And so this was the first idea of putting like a bridge across, connecting to different parts of the area. But I want to make this much bigger using that flying bridge. So what I'm more than likely going to do is stick the flying bridge like on the side of this thing and then go across to make like a giant span bridge going across with cables and all that good stuff. But this area, that goes out, there's a desert out there, and then, I can't remember. Boy, it's been a while since I've been out here. Let me see something. Yeah, Savannah is over here. There's a Savannah. And then this is a raid farm. So you see in my hardcore world, I'm making a raid farm. Well, making a potions farm. Bad Omen farm. But then I'll eventually make a raid farm, and that's what this is over here. So the raid farm is right in that box right there. That's the raid farm. And technically, they are spawned at the top there, and they fall down into that pool. And here was the fort. The initial pillager fort was right here in this little. That's what I'm saying about a hillside. So the problem is they tend to spawn sometimes on that hillside. So you have to really set it up where they can't spawn in on that hillside. But this type of raid farm was designed by Avamance, and you can find him on YouTube. And that was his initial raid farm for about 7 years ago, I think. And there's a little platform right there, and that's where the pillagers spawn in, and then they fall into the water. And if you start a raid, the raid will come in towards here, and they jump right into this pool and fall into that hole in the center. But now I have it set up above. It's more efficient up there, and that's probably what I'll be doing in my hardcore world. Um, trying to think what else. And I'll show you the little storage thing I've set up down here too. This type of thing is set up for the Ravagers. So when the Ravagers come in, they get caught inside that blade of lava and stuff. But there is storage underneath here, and that's what I'm going to eventually set up in my hardcore world. There's like a little storage area underneath. And they come down, they fall down. This is a trident killer, so there's a trident inside here. I don't know if you can see that right there on the bottom. And that pushes the trident around, so when they fall in, they get vanquished, and then all the drops go into here. And then set up to go to another area that has more storage. Let me see if I can show you that. If you guys have any questions, you're seeing something, I'm not, because I'm going pretty fast. Just let me know what you want to see, and I'll point it out to you. Like I said, I probably won't be doing the Addy and Pumpkin. I probably won't be doing the flying bridge today because I have to gather all the materials, but I just figured get you guys introduced to this world that I'll be doing on Wednesdays. So this is kind of like storage, but down here is the main setup that connects everything. So this is like the typical storage thing where the stuff is fed in from hoppers and it goes into like a clock thing. It's hard to describe, off the top of my head, but it comes in with these hoppers, and then this clock. Every time something passes through, it activates this sort of like a clock that the items are fed to each individual chest. And you can see in the back here how that is done. It's called like a hopper elevator. No, oh, it's an item elevator. I just forget what they call this. What is this thing? It's a dropper elevator. So as these things go into each dropper, it activates an observer, and then it forces the items all the way up, all the way across like a pipeline. And whatever doesn't make it through or gets sorted goes into overflow, which is right over here. But uh, there's another couple chests above it, so it's being caught. Let me see, like let me see, right here. Yeah, so this is like overflow. But I have the items, the item markers. I forget what these things are called. Let me see here. I feel pretty embarrassed. Let's see. Item frame. Thank you. All right. So that, my friends, is pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys. This is not the whole world. I tell you what I can do before I go. Let me see what time it is. I can do a quick um, ride on that minecart to give you guys a little view of this area. See if I can hop back. Oh, so this thing here, this is nuts. This was all. That's a tree farm right over there. I can grow trees and break them apart and all that good stuff. Um, maybe about a couple years ago, during an update, I guess is when Mojang starts setting up these really tall mountains and all this stuff. I came into this world and there was this huge hill that cut right through my section of this area. This was flat initially, and this huge hillside appeared when I spawned into the world. I have no idea. Like back then, I had no idea how to get rid of this like swath of land that just popped up in the middle of my map. And I found out there are ways that you can remove it and stuff. but I'm trying to integrate it now into my world. But it was like a huge block of dirt that they just set into this, went right through my map, destroyed a lot of my stuff that was here, kind of like overwritten a lot of the stuff that was already here. And yeah, because like I said, I was new to Minecraft, didn't know pretty much how to work with the game and the editors and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh my god, all that stuff I made, it's gone. So always make a backup. Always make a backup of your world. So if you enter one world and it's corrupted, you have a good backup. Always make copies of your world. You never know what could happen. Nothing's ever guaranteed. I had to dig my way back into where the portal was at. But this happened like, I don't know, like 4 years ago or so. Whenever that last update where they had the big mountains and tall, like deeper undergrounds and stuff, that's when this happened. I gotta remember how to get out of here. There we go. So I was showing you before, I had this little mine cart. Okay, this is bizarre. Where am I? No, that's not it. You guys are blocking. I can't see. Get out of my way. I can't see. Um, so we'll take a quick minecart ride, and then I'm gonna have to call it a stream because gotta get out there and do my ride share, man. I gotta make some money. Um, always, let me just put this out there. Always check your brake fluid. Always check your brake fluid, man. Um, I went and I haven't had my oil changed in a real long time. So I live in an apartment complex. I can't do it myself. Um, and the meaning is that the apartment complex don't want any oil spilled on the ground and stuff like that. But so I went to like this local oil place, like Take Five, and the guy's like, he goes, "Yeah, you might need some more brake fluid." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Is it really that big?" He goes, "Dude, it's bone dry." I'm like, "Oh my god," because I'm really conscientious on checking oil and antifreeze. I don't know why I haven't been bothering checking that stuff. And good thing it was so bizarre. Like I don't have really time to do that or money to go to Take Five and stuff. And Sutton kept saying, "Go, go, go, do it." And I'm like, I don't know. And then when I went to check my oil after I got gas, I'm like, yeah, I might as well just do it. And then good thing I did. And the weird thing about it is where I went to go get gas, it was at a Walmart, and they have a little mini store. And I had to wait to get my next turn at the counter, and I was checking. Sometimes they sell oil and stuff, but the thing I picked up wasn't oil; it was brake fluid. I'm like, something yesterday was trying to tell me that I was out of brake fluid, man. It was so bizarre, so bizarre. But this area over here, this is like a desert village that I'm building. You can see the typical arches and stuff like that that a lot of Minecrafters use in our world. Uh, you know, oh, that ship that was sunk over here on the ocean floor down here, and I took it all apart and rebuilt it over there. And so when I first came into this world, I worked my way from over there to this little area, and this was the very first type of like base I made after that with the villagers and stuff was over here. I think I was telling you guys not too long ago when I was showing you this world before that I had spawned in. What's that? What is that thing called? Mm, I can't think of the name of that boss in Minecraft that you spawn. The Wither. And I was watching. Oh, by the way, that thing over there, that is an iron farm. Believe it or not, giant. My very first iron farm is that one over there. Here's the village. But I spawned in the Wither, like right down inside here, below underground, and I was watching Waddles but he plays on Java and I'm in Bedrock. And I was watching him do it, and I'm like, oh, this is simple. You just put him in a cave, and you can knock him out real quick. He escaped, and he pretty much decimated this area and most of, and then kept flying to different areas of my world, destroying it. It took me almost a month to track him down to find the wither because he flies and to destroy him. I thought my world was going to be done for, but after I got vanquished him, got rid of him, then it was able to come back and rebuild a lot of what he destroyed. Oh my God, I was losing my mind because he blows up things. He just anything that's alive, he'll shoot. Oh, there's my giant Christmas tree over there. That was done by another build by Avamance that I used. It's a giant Christmas tree that has lights. It's really cool. I try to make this like a Christmas type of thing because of the snow. In this area, it's like a snow biome. Pick this thing up. There we go. So this was a regular village here, Minecraft village that was here, and I just customized it and added to it, made it bigger. Gotta keep an eye on my time. So you can see the original village that was here, and I just added stuff to it. Put it like a, because I usually play in normal survivals, so there's always mobs and stuff and pillagers. So I made this giant like wall that surrounds the village with gate posts that you can check to see if any incoming raids or whatever. But I'm in peaceful mode, so I don't have to worry about it right now. But it's set up that you can check out what's going on outside the walls. I have little horse stables here. A lot of farms. I have a lot of like hot greenhouses and stuff right over there. You can hear the jukebox. There's a jukebox right over here. This thing right there is a jukebox. It constantly plays music. You can get, like I said, you can get those music discs if you vanquish a creeper with the help of a skeleton. And there are tutorials on YouTube on how to do that. And if you're curious and need me to show you, I can show you that sometime too. How to do that. It's not that hard. Quite quite simple. Let me see if I can get going again here. Little subway station. You see a little place to stop. Another view of the snow base. Giant Christmas tree. As we get close, the lights should start going off and on. There you go. That's the thing. I didn't realize this when I was building stuff like this in Minecraft. When I first started playing, that you have to be within a certain, because of chunks. And if you're not in the area, the stuff's not going to work. So if you're close, it'll light up and blink and stuff. But if you go away, it stops blinking. There are some more ships, like sunken ships down there too, that I like to excavate. So a lot of what you're seeing here is the original stuff before Minecraft had made the big mountain hills and stuff. This is what vanilla Minecraft used to look like about back in 2019. Not that the mountains weren't that grandeur as they are today. That's a portal up there. Here's another village I came across, and I tried to customize. Still in the works, still in process. You'll see it as we go around. I made another giant wall because at that time I wasn't used to Minecraft, didn't know how the game mechanics work, so I was just afraid of villagers getting decimated. So I made this another wall that surrounds the village. I wasn't up on the idea of how chunks work, so I didn't realize that if I left, that these guys would be pretty much safe because the game's on pause until you enter the chunk, and then you're endangering them when you enter their chunk area. They're part of the map. So a lot of this area out here is like a snow biome. I think this goes all the way to the stronghold. This minecart rails that I set up. Another village that I came across, and so these tracks go all the way to the stronghold. Should have enough time to get out there. Whoever's here, welcome aboard. I'm the Big Red 1967. I stream here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today is my very first winding back Wednesdays. This is the very first world I ever played in Minecraft before I was a streamer. This was when I created it in 2019. So you can see it's pretty flat. It's not as grandeur as it is today with Minecraft, but this is a 2019 world. It's been updated, so once we leave this area, go into the newer areas, you'll see taller mountains. But I made this rail line after I finally got to the stronghold, so that rail line connects the stronghold all the way to my initial world spawn. It's kind of neat how it goes right towards the west as the sun's setting. Another village that's out here. There's a sunken monument out that way too, so there's a really good, decent base I made out that way as well. Let me grab a little shut eye, and then I'm not going to be on that long today because I have to get out and do my ride share. But I just wanted to introduce you guys to what we'll be doing on Wednesdays, and Monday will be my main world Monday. Friday will be hardcore Friday. That dirt column, there's a cave underneath that I explored, and I think it has like a zombie spawner and stuff down below. Incredible how different the 2019 world is to today's Minecraft world. You know, see how flat it is compared to today's stuff. It's really amazing how things changed. So there's ice spikes. If you ever go out to an ice biome, you might find these. You can make a really decent base out of that ice spike. Here's another village below here. As I keep each Wednesday when we come back, we'll get to explore more of this place. There's another village that I customized right here. I love those ice spikes. I want to try to make a base using those things this year somehow, some way. I'll be trying to do that. Make like an ice village. I was gonna say, is that a goat? No, that is a cow. That's a original OG cow, Minecraft cow. Yeah, the Nether hub is essential to explore your Minecraft world. So you'll see portals, different areas, different spots. There's other parts of this world that I've really worked on, and this is part of the area that I really didn't um, dive more into, and I should have. And that rail goes towards where we first came in today on that mountainside. That's where that rail goes back over there. So it's almost like a circle. And this goes over to the stronghold. The stronghold was originally I found that over top of a what they call a an abandoned village. So Minecraft used to have these villages where it would have a lot of cobwebs and it was like falling apart, and then you would have zombie villagers in there, and that's what this was. And I uh, cured them, brought the village back, and that block is like a village spawner. So I have a space where villagers can produce more villagers. And instead of me making a giant wall, I just set up a fence, like a perimeter around the village. And that's pretty much it, man. This will go right towards the stronghold. Well, I'll show you what's inside that block real quick. It's just beds. It's just floors with beds in it so that the villagers have a place to live and possibly spawn new villagers in here. See, like this guy. That's how an abandoned village used to look like. It was just a few zombie villagers and cobwebs. The place looked like it was falling apart. I left it there so as a reminder of what it used to look like. And then I found, as I dug down, there is a stronghold below here. You can see with the brick, stone brick, and all that. And I watched, and this is usually when you go into a stronghold, anytime you see the fountain like this, it's usually going towards the end portal. So if you see this fountain, you're pretty close to finding the portal. Um, so there was a Minecraft channel I heard about called 2B 2T 2T 2B something like that, and they made a like a space colony in the end. And so I tried to duplicate. I was in the process of doing that. So we're in the end, and I just got to remember how to get to the top. Here we go. And so if you spawn the end dragon in, I think like 20 or so times, you get to complete all the portals. Every single portal gate will come in. So the whole area that surrounds the obsidian blocks will be completely encircled with gates, which will then lead you to the other areas of the end. And 2B2T made a huge space station that surrounded this area with a ring, and then if you can imagine going 1,000 blocks out from here, another giant ring. So if you go on YouTube, look up Space Valkyrie on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's amazing. So I was hoping to do that here. That looked really cool. So you can see that's right there. That's a Enderman farm. Endermen spawn in down there, and then you get their drops. But yeah, so that's pretty much. I mean, there's more to this world, to my world, but I figured I'd just give you a quick little glimpse of what to expect on Wednesdays. A lot of stuff. I have a lot of materials and stuff like that that can be utilized. But I'm in peaceful mode. That's why you're not seeing the Enderman. Um, I was trying to figure out what the white material was that 2B2T might have used, and I think it was quartz. But now I know that you can make snow blocks, so you're better off just doing the snow blocks than the quartz is cheaper, much cheaper. I gotta figure out how to get how to get. Oh yeah, I gotta go down here and jump out. Right. I've set up a. I forget who I used, which YouTube channel, but there's a way to make gigantic obsidian bubble columns. So when the dragon comes in, he gets stuck, and then you can vanquish him really quickly. So that's a pretty cool thing to have set up if you're trying to do what I'm doing here with the trying to develop the area with all the gates and all that stuff. All right, so that was my mini introduction to this world. Um, we'll be back this Friday for Hardcore Friday, and next Wednesday when we come back to this world, we'll start building the bridge. the flying bridge. And then Monday, of course, we're going back to that North Pole City to work on that bridge there. So I really want to utilize that flying bridge. I want to get really used of using it, knowing it like the back of my hand. So how to build it and all that good stuff. And I'm hoping to have the blueprint for you guys, so that way you guys can um, use it. So here is 00. Isn't this crazy? That's because I didn't go to sleep in a bed at the stronghold, so it takes you back to 00. So this originally was an ocean, so that's why the game put me um, to that base that I showed you, where the minecart started from. So this is technically 00. So I came back here to make a giant like cherry tree, uh, so that I would always know this is where the beginning of the world starts, is right here, kind of like a world tree. And then I was going to put like the Ewok City, have all the branches have villages on these branches, and then down here I made like a underwater like dome city that connects to an ocean monument out there, and a fishery over here. Let me show you that fishery. I think you guys get a kick out of that. I always talk about that when I do an iron farm, making a fishery. And oh, look at the nautiluses! Oh my god, I got it. I have never used those guys in this world, so I have to start saddling up those guys. So this is a fishery. So basically, you take soul sand. I forget which Minecrafter did this, but if you go on YouTube, look up Minecraft fishery. You take soul sand and make a bubble elevator. The fish will spawn in on it, and they get pushed towards the center. They die on the magma blocks, and then you get all the drops. So you have fish, bones for bone meal, all kinds of stuff. This is the storage area that this stuff goes down into. Let me see here. I guess I never I never marked off what is what. Let me see here. Okay, that's zombie flesh, pufferfish, bones, clownfish, salmon, and cod. That's all the stuff you get from this farm. So I just kept building, adding stuff to it. I put a fisherman, like a fisherman village here, so you could trade with fishermen. And I put in a couple of conduits, so you can breathe underwater here. That glass corridor goes to a sunken monument out that way. There's a Minecraft monument out there, a sunken monument out that way. So a lot of cool stuff, man. Let me see if I can find you guys a raid. And believe it or not, that's netherite armor. Before Minecraft made it hard, or Mojang made it hard to get uh, netherite. All right, let's see if I can find you guys a raid. We'll be back here Friday for Hardcore Friday. Again, I apologize for being a really short stream, but I just wanted to check in with you guys and show you what we'll be doing on Wednesdays. Let me see if I can find you a raid. So we have Bonfire, JR, Dumpling. See if anybody I know is out here. I don't see anybody. It's the time of day too. It's a little bit late in the day. All right, let's go with. Let me see. Let's go with JR. Let's go with JR. Be in JR's room in a little bit. You guys say hi to JR. We'll be back here Friday and have a fantastic Wednesday, my friends. Let me see if I can get it going. All right, we'll be in there in a few seconds. Have a great Wednesday again. Be safe out there. Check out Ryan Hall Y'all to keep updated on the weather for those in the Midwest. And stay safe, warm, and I'll see you all Friday.